Jai Gurudev. Hello, everybody. My name is Swami Sharada, and I present spiritual movement called Bhakti Marga, founded by Sadguru Paramahamsa Shri Swami Vishwananda. You can see on the left in white robe and shawl. And we have two main traditions. Even if you heard some mantras chanting by me right now, and in your eyes I may look a little bit too much religious, but we will not talk about religion. And so don't be scared if somebody is really thinking that yoga is separated from that. So we'll talk about yoga because it's besides the religious tradition of Hinduism, I think that actually yoga took its roots from Hinduism itself. We need to clear up what is actually Hinduism in general. So it is definitely one of the ancient religions in the world, but if really to check the sources, it is the most ancient religion. But it's more correct to look at Hinduism as a culture, because culture has many varieties, has many opinions, has many schools, has many traditions. The same like right here at this fair and exhibition, the yoga is one word, but there are so many schools present as yoga schools. That's why Hinduism is unique, because there's a very nice saying from Rig Veda. It is said, Ekam sat vibra bahuta vadanti. The truth is one, but the wise speak of it differently. So yoga is one, but it's present in so many different directions, how you can see here. And wherever you go and meet the people who present their schools, in the end you will see that the truth is one. So yoga is about unity. Yoga is about unity of the mind with the heart, of the heart with the soul, or we call it Atma, and the unity of Atma with God, or we can say universe, we can say nature, but actually we're talking about one thing. So I present Hindu tradition, Vaishnava tradition. That's why I'm dressed as a Hindu monk, not as, but I am. And also we present the yoga tradition of Atma Kriya Yoga, given by Mahavatar Babaji. You might have heard about this great guru and master and saint who is living for over 5,000 years. And maybe you read autobiography of Yogi, and I think there is a school presenting this. So, century by century, when we incarnate it again and again, I think if you're in yoga tradition, you don't deny that the soul is coming many times to the earth. It's not just by coincidence we're here and just it's only one life. No, we have a lot of lives. We had before, as Guruji said, that you had like more than 1,000 lives. We don't remember it not to be disappointed or to be proud of. Can you imagine if one day you know that you were a great personality, a queen or a king, and you become so proud and say, oh, people, don't you know who is in front of you? Pay more respect to me. Or if the information will come about past lives where we were not so great, and we can get disappointed about ourselves. That's why the past lives is not really shown to everyone, not to spoil the perception of this life. So the soul comes to earth and again to learn, to study, to transform ego, to burn karma. There are many different ways how to explain why we're here. And every time you need to have something which can bring you closer to God or closer to Source again. So that's why even if yoga is known for millenniums, if you read Bhagavad Gita, if not, please try, it's amazing, holy scripture. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that the knowledge of Gita was given to God's son Surya. So from the beginning of whole creation, the knowledge of yoga is already there. But with the time, because we have the mind and false ego, the knowledge is get corrupted. So it means that the knowledge needs to be all the time refreshed, renewed, rebranded, so-called, how we know it from the normal life. That's why masters are coming and giving the practices which help us to find our true self. So that's why in our tradition, besides the religious part, we have also the yoga part, because in daily life, the normal people don't want to be associated with religion. Yeah? We don't understand how it works. We don't know what is this, why these rituals are needed. We find them boring, complicated, like, it's from the past. And yoga is the instrument which really can give the same very deep association with who we truly are. And before we talk more in detail about Atma Kriya Yoga, we just try to understand why do we need yoga in our life. So maybe for many people, yoga is just a part of the life. It can be a hobby, it can be like a sport, it can be like a nice time to spend once a week or a couple of times a week. But actually yoga is a way of living. It's a way of thinking, a way of acting. Because it's one of the main and major philosophies which was given to humans by higher consciousness, if to use the modern language. So, in Bhagavad Gita, there's very nice explanation who we are as humans. So God says, look, there is my lower nature and there is my higher nature. He says the lower nature consists of 8 elements. It's so-called Panchabhuta or Mahabhuta, 5 elements. We know it very well. It's fire, air, ether, water, and earth. And these elements is a material for all physical creation. So our body is made of these elements. Everybody knows mudras, yeah? Yeah? Which is called yoga for the fingers. So when you put the fingers in a certain constellation position, you're awakening a certain energy inside of your body which balance your elements. If your elements are balanced, you are healthy. If not, maybe some problems. That's why all 5 elements, it's not only a part of our body, but it's a part of all physical creation. That's why sometimes you see the great yogis and mystics and saints, they can materialize something because they know how to utilize the energy of 5 elements. As long as the soul and Atma is inside of the body, we are how we are. As soon Atma and soul leaves the body, these 5 elements start to split and then disappear. So this is the nature of our body. We cannot deny it, we cannot avoid it. That's why in yoga it's very important to work with the body just to keep it healthy. Yeah? This is one of the most understandings of yoga in nowadays, that yoga is about the exercises. But it's not about physical exercises, it's first of all about the energy and elements kept in the balance. So then God says in Bhagavad Gita, besides that, there is a mind, which know very well we have a mind. He says there is an intellect, it's like all collected experiences, our opinion about anything, and so on, so on. And then he says ego, or identity, or how we see ourselves as humans. And we also have it, I am this, I am that, yeah? We have different identities, gender identity, age identity, nationality, etc., 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 and so on, so on. So in all these 8 elements, like 5 physical elements of the body, mind, intellect, and ego, this is our human nature. This is where we all live and pay our attention to and spend, and I would even say waste our energy. We are attracted all the time by the outside world because we have the senses, and this is where our energy goes to, this is where we get attracted, and so on, so on. And God says, but besides that, you have a higher nature. You have your Atma, you have your soul, you have your true self. So we don't know much about our true self. That's why we keep on seeking, keep on looking for this knowledge through the life. So some people do it consciously, but some people do it unconsciously. But everybody is looking, everybody is seeking. Even if you are happy in your life for some time, there is still something missing. We're never satisfied 100%. Never. Because we're still in the process of finding our true self. So we can spend time and be very nice people, good citizens, good parents, good friends, and so on, so on. But until we realize the purpose why we are here, we will not be completing our task. So it means that being only in a physical body and being only attracted by the outside world, it's not yet a yoga. Because we're trying to find the unity with everyone around, but we're so different. That's why it's true to say that here we're all different, but here we're all common. Here we're all the same. But how to get here? How to get inside? How to make this trip from the mind to the heart, where actually the true self resides? So the mechanism of working in life is very easy. Our organs, sense organs, communicate with the outside world. Yeah? So for instance, you might be not hungry right now, I hope. That's why you can listen attentively. But somebody starts to cook your favorite dish. I don't know what you like, but a smell comes immediately here. You're not hungry, but you smell it. And the desire appears. Yeah? you get attached immediately because you know this smell and you have association. This is tasty. I like it. You even can say, I love it. Yeah? Does it work like this? Well, many times, especially when you decided to fast, for instance, to spend to give some rest to your body. But on this day especially, your neighbors are cooking what you really like. And your fasting is broken. Why? Because you want it. So it happens with us all the time. So our senses are looking for the objects outside for satisfaction. And when we find it, or our senses find it, we get attachment. Attachment, it means it took our attention. Yeah? So when our attention is there already, the desire comes. When desire comes, we say, I want it. I'll do my best to get it. Yeah? Again, we're not hungry, but we stand up, we go down, buy it, take it, to enjoy it. Yeah? So desire brings us to act because we don't control our desires. So when we have a desire, we come down and find out that no, it's already sold out. It's no longer the dish we wanted to get. What happens? Anger or frustration because we didn't get what we want. And this very high emotion, which awakens in us very, very often, like every day, because every day we desire something, yeah, consciously or subconsciously. So when we don't get it, we start to be angry. We are frustrated and we get to the emotions, we're disappointed. Oh my God, da 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 da. Yeah? So from this, of course, we lose the concentration. We see only negative things. And this is really influencing our mood, on our inner state, and so on, so on. In the end, we're completely lost because emotion was stronger than we are. So it looks like we are completely under the control of our emotions, of our thoughts, of other things, and we cannot do anything with that. Because we have our senses, we have our organs, we have our body. We cannot close ourselves just in a cave. Even if you go to the forest, the mind will find something to be attracted to. So it looks like there is no way how to get out from that, but it is. But as long as we associate ourselves only with the body and the mind, it's not possible to be a master of yourself. Because we cannot control it, we don't know how to control it. And God says in Bhagavad Gita, controlled mind is your best friend. Uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. So it's not about that we have a body and it's a problem. It's not about that we have a mind and it's a problem. It's about that we don't know how to control it. And to control it doesn't mean to restrict yourself from action. Because we think very often that not to let you do something is like to harm yourself or to go against yourself. No, it's not like that. The thoughts will come to our mind anyway. The emotions, they will be there anyway. But we have a choice to follow them or not to follow them. So it means there should be a way that we can associate ourselves not only with the body and the mind, or not really with the body and the mind, but with the higher consciousness, which we call Atma. We can call it soul, we can call it Atma. So we're talking about the most pure part of our so-called entity, who we are. And we know from many religions and from many traditions that this part, or this particle, which is called Atma or soul, is same as God. We say it is the same in a quality but different in a quantity. We have inner voice, and it's not from our mind. We have inspiration, and it's not from our mind. We have many other things which we cannot explain where from they're coming. So they're coming from our true self. So to be on the path of yoga or to be on spiritual path, it's not about restricting yourself from doing something. It's about replacing the focus in your life. You can be very rich, you can be very active, you can do many things in the outside world, but inside you can be a true yogi because your concentration will be on the highest. And in dialogue, which is described in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is talking to Arjuna, his best friend. It's like a God is talking to humans, to all of us. It's only 18 chapters and 701 verses. So Arjuna, which represents the humans, he is telling to Krishna, who represents God. God is God. Even if you call him Krishna or Rama or Jesus or Buddha, we can have different names for him. So you can pick up and choose the one which is more close to you, but we're talking about God, which is one for everyone, or source, which is one for everyone. So Arjuna says, Krishna, I don't really believe it's possible. He says it's easier to control the wind than to control the mind. And Krishna said, yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, it's like that, yeah. It's not easy to control the mind because it's so active. And we know it very well. He says, but there are some instruments for that. There are some nice options. If you pick it up, if you do that, it will help you. So, and then he describes in Bhagavad Gita 4 major or main yoga systems. It's karma yoga, where you learn how to act without attachment to the action. Because when we are attached to the action, if we think I am doing this, and this is the result of my action, we create karma. And karma brings us back to earth. So we're back to earth for 2 major reasons. We still have karma or attachments, and we still have unrealized desires and wishes. So in the past life, we wanted so much something or somebody that it brought us back to the earth. So it's like anchors which we keep through our life, and that's why we're coming back again, again, again. Oops, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. So non-stop. So there is also Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is about when you are, I'm not this, I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not my mind, I'm not my body. When you don't associate yourself with the being you are in this incarnation. There is also Dhyana Yoga, the yoga of meditation, where you really learn how to focus on the highest. Because meditation is not just to sit and relax and calm down. It's not meditation, it's relaxation. There are many ways how to relax. But true meditation, or the true meaning of meditation itself, it's about to be concentrated on the highest. But how? We don't know what highest is. If you say highest to the mind, so what mind says? Oh, maybe the highest tower, maybe the highest mountain, maybe the highest state, but what is that? The mind is so limited to understand the things that you need to give something very practical to the mind, that you can use the mind as the instrument to practice. So the yoga should not stay only as a philosophy, as something abstract, and also it should not be only just exercises. It should be a complex of the things which combines a completely unknown for the mind and completely easily understandable by the mind. And this way called Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti means the way of love and surrender to God. And again, as I said, for the mind, the religion or God is so difficult and complicated to understand. We can add here the word love as well. So the mind freaks out. The mind is not ready to talk about it. If you say love, the mind says, wow, okay, there is no love. It's paining, and so on. Or you say, God, there is no God. Look at around what is happening. If God was here, why should it happen? So because the mind is limited and we're so accustomed to follow the mind that we think we are the mind. But we are much more than that. That's why if we don't really try to find the way how to go beyond our mind, we'll not be able to be happy in this life. We'll not be able to realize what is really love. And everyone is looking for love. I believe that no one will say, no, I'm not looking for love. I don't like love. No, everybody's looking for love, yeah? Huh? No, seriously. You don't want to be loved? Of course you want. You don't want to love? Of course you want. It's so natural for the soul to love because you cannot just put it aside or somewhere else, because the true nature of us as humans will one day start to dominate. You can live whatever kind of life you want, but one day something inside will be really shaking you and saying, come on, it's a time already. Let's find a true love and true happiness. It's too long, we've been already without that. It's too boring, we understand how it works all around. Come on, let's do that. Let's wake up and start to search for that. And this is where the knowledge about yoga is coming. When we are open and we sincerely saying, yeah, I really like to meet it. I really like to understand it. I really want to be there. It doesn't matter if it's complicated or long, it doesn't matter. I want it. So, and to keep it always fresh, I mean the knowledge about yoga, the gurus and the masters are coming. Of course, we know that there are many great saints in different traditions and religions, and not only in Hinduism, but in Christianity as well. And saints are coming to remind us about this true knowledge, because they are already there. They already realize that. And they want to share. Because when you love, you share. We know what is loving by doing, yeah? How we love others. We cook something for them, yeah? We buy something for them, yeah? We pay attention. Or how do we know that somebody loves us? Because we receive the same from the people. So love is not just the state, it's also the action. And masters are coming. So the great souls and great consciousness, or God Himself, comes in a physical body to bring this knowledge again and again to us. Because if we say God loves us, so how He can leave us? No, He's coming and reminding. Like parents reminding us how to behave, how to be good, what to eat, what not to eat, where to put your fingers, where not to put your fingers, then we don't suffer. So the same happening with our divine parents. So when the master comes, they see where is our consciousness in this incarnation. So how complicated our brain is in this life. And then find the most optimal practices which can help us to make a shortcut in a good way. So to make us really to move forward our spirituality and to find the real purpose of the life. And in this time, in 2007, Paramahamsa Vishwananda, great master and yogi, so with the blessing of Mahavatar Babaji, maybe you read about Mahavatar Babaji in Autobiography of Yogi, or maybe in other books. So they brought the practice called Atma Kriya Yoga. So yoga is the path, yoga is the way. Yoga is the tradition, knowledge, school. And Kriya means action. It has the same root with the word karma. Word karma is just the action. It doesn't have any negative or positive meaning. There are other words for that. Akarma, vikarma. Also explained in Bhagavad Gita if you want to get it, to know more about that. So Kriya means conscious action. So not just the action, but conscious action. So what does it mean, conscious action? It means we are doing like we're thinking. It's not just something chaotic, yeah? But the question is, where is our consciousness in nowadays? Is it in outside? Then our action is only about outside? Or is it inside? Is it connected to the high consciousness of the divine? That's why the third word in the name of practice is Atma Kriya Yoga. So Atma, again, this is who we are. This is a part of God. This is our true self. Again, it's unknown to the mind, but until we realize it, we will be again coming to earth again. That's why Atma Kriya Yoga is the path, or is the school or knowledge about conscious action in accordance with your true self, or in accordance with the divine will. How many times you try to do something yourself in the life, but it went differently? Did it happen to you? Every day. Yeah? It just happens all the time. Because there is our will and there is God's will. So we try to do something from our side, break the ice, whatever, and so on. But then we understand maybe we are going to wrong direction if it's not happening. So it's good to understand what God wants from us, or what soul wants from us, because she is the owner of the body, or he, the soul doesn't have a gender. So she is the owner of the mind. And it's her right how to live this life. But when the soul or Atma gets the body, it immediately gets, as a side effect, false ego, which decides, no, I am the owner of everything. So we have this false ego inside of us, which says, I want this, I want that. And altogether, I want everything, I'm number one. If we're not number one, we're not comfortable. Did you notice it inside of yourself? We're quite egoistic, yeah? As humans. I'm not here to disappoint some of you, but just we need to look very, very sober and really sincere at the things that there is something inside of us which is really not a friend but the enemy. And actually the demon or a devil, this is our false ego, which thinks it is the best, which want to be number one in everything, everywhere, all the time, and makes us suffer. Because the desires which are created by the false ego has no end. As soon as ego is satisfied with something, the new desire is coming, and new desire is coming, and new desire is coming. There's a beautiful story in Holy Scripture in Srimad Bhagavatam about great ancestor of Krishna. So he was a king, and he was married to a beautiful lady. But he decided to also to have some short relationships with somebody from the outside. Okay? And the wife got to know that and complained about husband. You see, even in ancient times there were stories like this. So she complained about him to her father. And father was a great guru, Shukracharya. He's a great saint. He's a guru of all asura, of demons. And he cursed him to get old immediately. So he got old and lost any interest to life. Really? Oh, okay. So he got old and there was no power for life to enjoy it. And he was asking his sons, please give me this youth again. And one son gave him youth. And for 1,000 years he was trying to satisfy himself, and it never happened because it's endless. So it means if we don't take out our mind and our focus from the outside and don't put inside, we will not be able to find happiness in this world. That's why Atma Kriya Yoga is the complex of the exercises. There are 14 exercises which are given for modern people to practice daily, because if you don't practice regularly, it doesn't really work. So, but it doesn't take so much time. If you have 15 minutes, it's enough. If you have 1.5 hours, it's nice. But it's enough to start with a little, and everyone can practice it. Even if you cannot sit in any asana, it's not about asana. Even if you cannot do many things physically, it's not about these things. It's about focus and concentration. And the meditations which are given in Atma Kriya Yoga, they're not just sitting and looking at something. It has also mantra. So you get blessing of the masters to chant the mantra, because there are so many mantras nowadays. It becomes a pop culture already, but you cannot get the source of the mantra if you don't have initiation at that. Because there's more thinner energy or blessing behind any spiritual practice. So in Atma Kriya Yoga, you have pranayamas, you have breathing exercises, which help you to get this energy from the air and calms the mind very much. You have asanas, which keep your body in nice shape, it's nice form. It has also mudras, which keep your body also healthy. And it has very deep and strong meditations on your chakras. There's also a part about Kundalini. So this complex is really designed for a modern person. Again, if you're in the beginning of your spiritual path, it works for you. If you already have experience for many, many years as a yoga or a yoga teacher, you still might miss this connection with the divine. Because the design of Atma Kriya Yoga is not only about being healthy, wealthy and wise, but about revealing the true purpose of our all incarnations. It's about to find our true self. It's about to find divine. It's about to find the love we are looking for. Jai Gurudev. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in time? Yeah? 5 minutes. 5 minutes if you have questions, so please, maybe. No? If you want to learn more about Atma Kriya Yoga, so we have teachers in Finland. Me personally, I came from Latvia. We have teachers all around the world. And the course normally takes 2 days. And we have teachers who are present here. We have a small stand, number D10. Nice, like detox D10, yeah. So, and we also have Bhagavad Gita, translated into Finnish language and with commentaries of Paramahamsa Sri Swami Sharada. So feel free to come and get to know more about that. You can Google Atma Kriya Yoga, Bhakti Marga and get more information. So thank you very much. Jai Gurudev, have a blessed day. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Prem se bole Matara Kriya Baba ki jai. Prem se bole Prem Matara Shri Swami Sharada Mahaprabhu ki jai. Kiitos. Jai Gurudev.